Bienvenue à Animal. Je m'appelle Megabucks.
Et je m'appelle Tycoon.
On episode 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Showdowns, it's Xander versus Angel.
Now, to some people, this may not even be a contest. And I have to agree with those people because Angel has nothing on Xander. It's annoying because I think people don't give Xander enough credit. Xander's a good guy, but he's also fun. He's basically Chandler from Friends.
Exactly. Chandler during his teen years. Now the biggest question for all of us is, why is Xander so insecure? If you look at the other high school guys like Oz, Xander's attractive. He's well built, he's funny, he's got a razor sharp wit.
Yeah, he's got that great sarcastic thing going for him. You just don't see that kind of character anymore. Seems like it was a 90s thing, huh?
Yeah, to me the contrast between Xander and Oz is kind of interesting. Because they always show how Oz is a misfit in a cool way, and Xander is a misfit in a loser kind of way. Like, Oz isn't conventionally popular, but he plays guitar in a band, and even though he repeats a grade, he does really well on tests.
Yeah, Oz being shown as cooler than Xander never made sense to me. Maybe it's Oz's personality. Maybe he just doesn't care what people think of him and Xander does. Because if you look at the cold hard facts, Oz is a band geek. And he's a short guy. You'd think he'd be picked on more, because in high school, you know there's nothing worse than being a guy who's short, am I right?
The writers really take the time to show Xander as being socially inept. Like every 4 episodes, they try to remind us that yes, Xander's been kicked down by the jocks, and yes, he's an absolute loser on the bottom of the high school food chain. But for the most part, Xander gets along with people. He's not some nerd who cries in the bathroom by himself at lunch. He has friends. He has a backbone. I mean, he stands up to Cordelia repeatedly. He even tells Angel off, even though Angel is way stronger than he is. That should give him some street cred.
It just doesn't suit his character to be a loser. If nothing else, you'd think it's cool, you know, because 2 of his best friends are girls. So wow, he's a hit with the ladies. I mean, yeah, they were officially friends, but Willow secretly liked him for years. And he and Cordelia hooked up for a bit, and she was the coolest girl in school. So he can't be the biggest loser at Sunnydale High.
What really bugs me is that the whole Xander being an insecure loser arc should have been resolved earlier in the series. I actually thought it was resolved during the Halloween episode, when they all became the characters they were dressed up as. So Xander basically becomes this tough military guy, and even after that experience ends, he still knows how to handle a gun. So he feels more confident and less insecure. And the problem should be solved. Except, what's this? A couple episodes later, there's Xander being bullied to death. Again.
Honestly, I think Buffy only liked Angel because he's an older guy. She's like,
I want what I can't have. He's a vampire. I'm a slayer. Forbidden love. Sounds good on paper.
It's no wonder Xander doesn't like Angel. He's everything Xander's not. Old, quiet, boxy, dull. I'd say Buffy has a type, but then she goes for Spike. So Buffy clearly likes vamps. The attractive ones at any rate. Because there are a lot of really ugly ones too.
yeah, it just sucks because I really wish Buffy and Xander had happened. Just once. I would have loved it if they'd gone there. Even if for a brief moment. Kinda like they did with Willow and Xander. Buffy and Xander, they had something.
In the show, Xander basically hates Angel from the get-go. And yeah, he's jealous that Buffy likes Angel, but that's not the only reason. Angel is a blood-sucking vampire, and vampires are supposed to be the Slayer's mortal enemy. But as the series progresses, no one seems to remember that, except Xander, because Willow and Giles, they're both cool with the whole Buffy-Angel relationship. So Xander becomes the voice of reason, because Buffy spends 3 seasons repeatedly making exceptions for Angel that are literally beyond stupid.
It's just weird to me that Buffy didn't pick Xander. I mean, I get that you can do the whole friend zone thing, but with Buffy and Angel, especially in the first season, they didn't really have much to talk about. It's kind of like how when you're with your coworkers and you talk about work, and then you go to party and then you realize, I guess all we had in common was work. So all Buffy and Angel have in common is killing vampires and fighting the forces of evil. Xander's the one that she spends all her time with. He's her friend. She could actually be with him in a relationship and they could talk about something other than vampires.
Basically, if you don't have any kind of powers in Sunnydale, then you're lame. Buffy is the Slayer, so she's super strong. Willow's got her magic, and she's doing her witch thing. Spike and Angel are vampires. Oz is a werewolf. So poor Xander's the human loser. And yet he still tries. He still stakes vampires and helps the group do whatever needs to be done. If anything, he's the Batman of the group, because Batman doesn't have powers either, but he still contributes to the Justice League. So Xander's the same. He doesn't have powers, but he helps. Except Xander gets no credit for it. So we're gonna give the trophy to Xander, not Angel, because for us, Xander is superior.
Hell yeah. I don't know why Buffy has a thing for the tortured souls, but I would have picked Xander if I were Buffy.
In every respect, Xander is the one you want on your side. After all this vampire nonsense ends, Xander's the one who's gonna be able to get a job. It's just crazy to me how in the later seasons they show that Xander doesn't even go to college. I mean, he actually attends his classes. Buffy's barely in school at all, but somehow she got into the same college as uber brainiac Willow? That makes zero sense. Meanwhile, poor dumb Xander's working the counter at Walmart, because he's apparently too stupid to do anything else. Joss, level with me here. Do you and the writers hate Xander? Because he doesn't deserve this fate.
Xander's the winner in our books, even if it's an unpopular opinion.
Team Xander all the way.
And that concludes Xander versus Angel. Join us next week for another Buffy showdown. Buffy versus Cordelia. Sayonara from the Animogles.